know you're wondering, what is a creative agency? I think that in 2024, you're gonna start seeing a lot of marketing and event agency kind of roll into this model right now, because right now everything is just so fluid in what it takes to get the recreational or the business objectives done for collaborators, that you need to start getting a little bit more creative. And that's really where I'm able to come in. My name is John Pittman, bartender and CEO. Been able to grow multiple brands, including my own, over 100,000. Been able to work with startups, business founders, influencers, pretty much the whole breadth range of people who operate in the space of hospitality, the space of communication. And so I really wanted to create this video as a quick explainer of where I'm kind of taking this concept. Well, first, it started with me being in the bar industry, the hospitality industry for the past 15 years, moving out to Miami, having a chance to work with a fintech startup that raised their Series A, $3 million, and getting a chance to operate in their media department, understanding the operations of it all, getting a chance to create my own content, which helped me get familiarization in a space that I had no business being in. I'm selling some of these consulting packages in a space that I had no experience in. So once I recognized the power of using social media and content as a way to communicate all these value propositions, that's when I realized we can start getting creative in how we communicated that, especially when you start having the base layer of the brand development pillars in place. So if you start watching some of the ways that I work with my clients, the first thing I do is I sit down, I get a brand introductory interview. Now, a lot of times you might think this is super basic, it may not be worth the time, but say we're working together and you do end up getting a 100,000 million view video, or you do end up throwing an event where 100, 200 people show up. Guess what? You won't be able to talk to everybody. So you need to have these things in place, as I'm doing right now, that really explains your value proposition, so that way people who really want to go down the funnel, they can take a deeper dive. Now, that's more so on my strategy and how I approach the space. And of course, with that thought process and then realizing how I'm working with people who I believe are working on the forefront of things, that physical spaces, just like this one right here, these bars where they're only making money when the sun goes down and they aren't really leveraging the full advantage of the real estate space, is where I believe that these places can start being creative studios. So with B2C Creative, I want to start applying this type of science, this type of operation integration into a lot of the bars that are in great locations with a great community around it, and making it a more accessible option to the people who need it. So I've already had some clients that I work with closely here in Houston, and I've had a chance to really build those relationships because the event concepts that I have that are already ongoing, they're doing very successful. Have SpeedRailz, which is an industry-based bartender speed competition platform, also a community of which I have an online community which operates almost as an interactive website and CRM mixed together. Then we also have Craft Clash. This is a mixology-based competition where it's very consumer-focused. It also allows us to bring in educated consumers such as influencers and other industry leaders to get a chance to experience exclusive cocktails, but also get a chance to socialize and network, because when it comes to these type of arrangements, the lateral networking is the most important thing. And then I have my newest concept, which I'm launching here at Arrow. It's called Small Talk and Connect. And so as a bartender, I've always had an opportunity to meet a lot of dope people at the bar, as well as develop a skill set that allows me to connect with a lot of people due to different small talk strategies that I've been able to incorporate. And guess what? There's other people like me in other industries. So I wanted to create a networking ground so those people can not only come together for the event opportunity, so that way we can maximize all of these like-minded environment, but also on the media forefront, providing tips, strategies, so that way people who do want to find that social headway, that social head start, can have access to the people who are dropping the sauce on doing that. And then I'm going to launch a newsletter as well, so that way that people can start getting this stuff delivered to them, so where I could take some of the media, some of the things I take from the event, and put it in a summarized version. But I say all that to say that I'm a practicer of what I preach, and I want to not only use my concepts to serve the community the way I want to, but with the available bandwidth I have left, I want to offer it to you guys out there with the B2C Creative Agency. So with that, we have these a la carte options available. We have the media day. That's where I get a chance to come into a spot. 2 or 3 hours is all it takes. I come in already with the strategy put in place, have the scripts written out. You already know what you're going to interview about, so that way you can focus on the story that you need to tell. When it comes to entertainment, I'll already have market research on some of the videos that we need to replicate as a way to get your foot going. Eventually, it'll start stirring up the creativity inside of you, because ideally, I want you to start learning how to create your own media. That's the only way to pump out at volume, at scale, what you need. as well as once you get it figured out what you need to do, then you know how to communicate it to your team a whole lot better. Then we have the events. So I always like to divide events into pretty much 3 different C's. We have the conceptualization. That's where we're kind of thinking about the idea itself, who is going to be our target audience, who is going to be our collaborators. Are we bringing in brand sponsors? Are we bringing in B2B software providers? All of these different things matter at the beginning stage, the conceptualization of it all. Then we have the communication. This is the media and marketing campaign. This is how we're reaching the masses. Are we using ads? Are we using organic? Are we leveraging already put together networks like mine, or maybe even newsletters? And then last, we have the coordination. That's the event planning. That's the day of, door host, venue procurement, bartenders. How are all these going to work? Like, how are we capturing the information once they get here? Those are the 3 C's, and B2C Creative, we can operate with all 3 of those C's, or you can pick us for one of those C's. And even when it comes to you having an event that you've run before and you want to get media and marketing help, we can help you with that. There's an idea of yours that you don't know where to start, we can help you with that. Or maybe you coming to Houston and you need to get tapped in with some venues, I can help you with that. Been here for 18 years, I know everybody, they're all one phone call away. And then maybe just marketing strategy. Maybe you don't want to do an event. Maybe you just want somebody to look at what you've been doing and how maybe you can improve it, optimize it. Well, a lot of the clients that I've worked with, I've had a chance to help improve, enhance their marketing strategy, especially when it's tailored to a great content strategy that helps drive awareness. But that was a lot, but I want to go ahead and have this video out. It's going to get produced at a very higher level, but I need to have this out so that way I can send it out when people ask me what's going on. And it's going to be the same thing I tell you to do when we start working together. B2C, Bartender CEO, I'm out of here. Join the Small Talk newsletter, by the way.